In this video, we have got a 108 kill game on Provence Conquest with the Type 97 LMG gun from the support class. So, as always, stick around in this video where I'll explain the pros and cons of this weapon, how to use it, how to play on this map in particular to be able to get these 100 plus kill games on this map, and as well as just general tips and analysis of the clips within this game, and what's currently going on in this game on this map. And if you do want to see the specializations for this or any other Battlefield 5 weapon, then check out the playlist on the homepage or in the playlist section on my channel. But without further ado, let's get stuck straight into this game, and I'm going to explain this first and second clip here at the start of the video. I am pushing this spawn at A flag, and I'm going to be standing on the side of the church. Main reason being, the enemies are all spawning on the church, inside the church, and by standing on the side, the enemies are just going to push out of the church past me to try and attack my team, who are of course pushing from the center of the map. So simply standing on the side of the church where there's hardly any enemies coming down that main road, it just gives me a chance to shoot all the enemies in the back and pick up as many kills as possible. So that's what I've tried to do at the start of the game. We are skipping a few clips in this game because on this map there is a lot of time within the game where you're just getting 1 or 2 kills, and it's not clip worthy for a video. So you can see we are at 36 minutes, 10 minutes into the game, but that is what I'm trying to do at the start of this game, is pushing to the side of the church here, shooting the enemies in the back as they're pushing towards the center of the map. So, the Type 97 LMG, a very uncommon gun which you will hardly ever see or be killed by or probably use yourself. It is one of the guns that is featured in my top 5 lowest recoil weapons in Battlefield 5. But, for obvious reasons, which I will get into, it is a gun which, you do not see very often because it isn't the best choice to go for. And the main reasons, getting stuck straight into it and as quick as possible, is going to be, and you will see, is the reload time. Having only a 25 round magazine, which again is inferior to other weapons which have 30 rounds standard or more. If you look at guns like the Lewis gun or even the Madsen, which can have a 40 round magazine. So it's got a smaller magazine size in comparison to some of the other support weapons in the game. The reload time as well is quite slow, especially when you empty the magazine. It does have a weird reload cancel, I believe, like the same as the ZK, where if you start to run or do any sort of knife animation or anything like that, which does, you have to wait literally for the final millisecond of the animation of reload to finish for the magazine and the ammo to be reloaded. So the reload takes quite long as it is on standard. And with the reload of this gun, it doesn't reload the ammo until the very last second. But in terms of the positives of this weapon, again, it's one of my top 5 weapons with the lowest amount of recoil in the game. You can see a tap fire there for 3 instant shots for a headshot there, where you can hardly see the enemy's head. So again, the low recoil means you maintain a high accuracy, and so the 25 rounds with the higher accuracy, in comparison to other weapons, maybe like the KE7, maybe even the bar, although the bar does have a slow fire rate option, you're going to maintain a high amount of accuracy because of the low recoil. And so even though you haven't got 30 plus rounds, the 25 rounds is more than enough because you're going to have a better accuracy percentage than the weapons which have those higher magazine sizes, because they got worse recoil patterns or an increased rate of fire, whatever other reason it will be. Final thing to say on the weapon, of course, is going to be the choice of sight, which I'm using. I am going for the reflex, the red dot sight, if you like, in comparison to the 3 times scope or the AA sights. The AA sights, if you choose the AA sights, will be mounted on the right side of the magazine, whereas the reflex sight you can see here is mounted on the left of the magazine. If you're a player which likes to lean to the right the majority of the time, which I believe is the majority of the player base, then having the sight mounted on the left is actually more of a disadvantage than using the AA sights, which is on the right. Because if you have the AA sights, which is mounted on the right, when you lean to the right, you don't have to worry about that magazine. Here, look, the magazine's blocking most of what I can see to the right, where I also have cover blocking to the left. So if you have the AA sight on the right, the magazine is automatically going to blend in with the cover, which was on my left in that case. So the AA sights is more advantageous in that case, but I do prefer the reflex sight and take the disadvantage there of having the magazine blocking the right side of the screen a little bit. And then in terms of why I won't go with 3x scope, although it does have, in terms of the best accuracy which I want to get, I find I get the best accuracy out of using the reflex sight. And I waste too much ammo with a smaller magazine, less than 30 round magazine, when using the 3x scope. And of course, the 3x scope makes it a lot harder to use within those close to medium range engagements, and it's not good enough with the 3x scope to be used at long range in comparison to other support options. So that's my kind of layout for the sights which I want to go for and use, as well as the pros and cons of the weapon. So very briefly, for 30 seconds of just, because I've said in previous videos when playing 100 kill games on Provence, where do you want to stick as the main power position on Provence and to be able to find the most amount of kills? That is going to be smack bang in the center of the map, which is in front of me there over that wall, on that main house, or the house which was just in front of me there. Those are going to be the two main power position or mini power positions, if you like. It's smack bang in the center of the map. It's not out in the area of the map where all the fields are, which is completely open with no cover and where you're going to get destroyed by loads of vehicles. If you want to find 100 plus kills playing as infantry, you need to stay on this side of the map where I am now, where all the close quarters areas are and all the houses. And so staying in the center of the map by that main house in the middle of the map, this area where we're pushing into now, is where most of the enemies are going to be all the time. And if you stick on any of these main houses in the center of the map, you can do minimal running and more time shooting and getting kills, because all the enemies are pushing through this point to go to the church, to go to B flag, to go to C flag, which is where I'm on now. And so yeah, as long as you hold that house, you can see all the enemies pushing to all the flags in the infantry area of this side of the map. And that's exactly where you want to stay for the main power position. And as well as, of course, pushing to C or B or A flag where the church is, because everything's within a close distance to each other, but the main point in the middle, the center of the map, is going to be the main point where you want to stay. Now, getting stuck into the clips which are within this game, here I am going to take a death, unfortunately, because I do not have the firepower with this primary or secondary weapon. But I was holding the mini power position in that little house there, next to the main power position of the house on the right. And yeah, I'm just going to run out of ammo here, trying to stop, as you can see, with the flags on the top, all the enemies coming from A to, obviously, across the main bit of the map towards C flag. And now here, watch this, I'm going to put the V1 rocket down on the tank, and I'm going to fire shots at the tank to get the tank to stand still, to try and aim at me who is shooting at him, because most tanks are going to stand still when they're aiming to shoot at someone. And so by shooting at the tank there, after putting the V1 down, stop him pushing out of the area where I put the V1. I shot at him, he stood still to shoot at where I was shooting from, and as you can see there, I've got him in the tank as well as another vehicle. So that's a good little tip there. If you're ever putting a V1 down or want to distract a tank, just shoot at the tank and you'll get the tank to stand still. Again, here holding the mini power position on this small house in the center of the map. Even though the enemies have got all the flags and are pushing my team at the spawn, you can see I've got an artillery down there which is attacking the enemies at B flag, and my team is also capturing A, so the enemies will soon be spawning at A before it gets captured and in their spawn to be able to capture it from A. So again, keeping a distance there, letting my artillery do the work over at B flag and waiting for the enemies to spawn by A flag, by their spawn, to be the first one to push them out of my team once they start spawning there. And getting into the final clip of the game, again, just straight after that clip which we were just in, I'm pushing towards the church again at A flag. As my team were capturing it, unfortunately they got killed because, like I predicted, the enemies were going to spawn there. And so that's all I'm doing in this last clip, is just pushing a flag and picking off the enemies as they're spawning there, because they know that we are capturing it. Whether they're getting told by the audio telling them that a flag is being captured, or of course with them seeing at the top of the screen that the flag is being captured. So all the enemies are going to spawn there, and it's going to be constant spawns and free kills for me to get. So yeah, only a few clips to explain there, because I explained quite a lot at the start of the video in terms of the pros and cons of the weapon, as well as other things. But if you do want to know more about this map and how to play on this map, I have got other 100+ kill games which you can go and watch. So thank you for watching. That was a 108 kill game, and I will see you on the next video.